About a year ago, in the context of a different channel, I made a video in which I demanded that a character in a certain television show who got labeled as a stereotypical gay tomboy, that this character should turn out straight. But at the same time that one of the more feminine characters should turn out gay. I totally admit that I did this in a rather controversial fashion. I literally said, because this would be the ultimate way to let all those concerned mothers of America choke on their faint political correctness. And I just would love the series to show the finger to all those self-righteous, insensitive idiots who believe they know everything better by referring to preconceptions and generalization. Well, as to expect, those kind of comments stepped on a lot of people's toes, and I got a few reactions in the comment section. One particular one was especially interesting and entertaining for me, and I am going to present it to you in full length. I'm not going to edit this dialogue in any way. I'm also showing off my side, including some rather stupid things I said during this discussion. But enough of the introduction, let's dig into it. So, at the beginning of your video, you made it a point not to insult shippers, but then halfway through the video you go out on a tangent slamming anyone who is anti-gay. I love how the past decade or so, anyone who doesn't agree with gays is treated like less than human. Whining a lot, eh? When did I treat him like less than human? I treat many humans this way. When they're idiots, I'm calling them out on it. Well, yes, even though I am against any kind of ignorance and intolerance. I agree that homosexuality is, at least from an evolutionary point of view, quote-unquote wrong, since gay couples can't reproduce, ignoring modern science. But I don't see any reason to be against the individuals who happen to be gay. It's not like it is a choice. Therefore, somebody who is anti-gay exacerbates other people for who they are by nature, and that is simply out of place. I am completely fine slamming those people. Oh, so they found the gay gene? Let me add to this one with a classic Jean-Luc Picard quote. Because, people have been claiming that they don't have a choice for quite a while now. And I have to wonder how it is okay for people to say that without absolutely no proof to back it up. No, really, show me the study where they proved this, because the keystone to the entire pro-gay argument is, so far, completely made up bullshit. This is going to be a theme throughout the whole discussion. He will demand proof and continue to demand proof, even though he is a guy who is offensive towards everybody who is gay, and pretty much doesn't have any proof to back his opinion up whatsoever. Since it is a psychological issue and not a genetic one, it will be kind of hard for me to provide this kind of biological proof you request. Yep, this one, I screwed up. This is kind of bullshitty what I threw out there. It is really not so simple that you can say, oh, it's psychological, it's biological, because they are very much connected, and I was just talking out of my ass and wanted to call him off on the gay gene bullshit. It is not as simple as to say, oh, there is this one genome what turns you gay. It is a far more complex issue. There are so many factors based on hormone level, on developing as an embryo. There are so many different things. It's not just man, woman, gay, straight. There's an endless number of in-betweens. But the fact that some people get aroused by other people of the same sex, while others don't, is pretty much the proof that there are certain differences. Don't expect my friend to ever acknowledge this statement in any way. Or does the view of naked men turn you on, but you just try to ignore it? Yeah, I admit this was a rather low shot I did there, but at this point in the discussion I was not really taking it seriously and just wanted to push his buttons to see when he starts talking bullshit. And don't worry, he will start soon. I myself have seen plenty of men shower after sports and think this view is pretty boring. A nice pair of breasts, on the other hand. Also, even if it would be a matter of choice like you claim it is, implying every gay person is a liar, what does it matter to you? Another question he will never actually answer. He will bring up his reasons why he disagrees with it, but he will never, ever,
in any way explain how it does affect him. Never. He will just continue talking about the wrongness of homosexuality. In the end, nothing he is going to bring up in the whole discussion will ever explain why he personally is so offended by homosexuality. I don't know if a gay uncle raped him or something, but he will never bring it up. Never.
Are you also offended by people who prefer a different food than you do?
Admitted, this last argument is a little bit more of a flimsy nature. It is not really contributing anything to the discussion. I just wanted to show him off how nonsensical it is to be offended by matters like taste and affection in other people.
That is actually one of the few opinions you are born with.
What? I mean, an opinion is something you develop for yourself. It's nothing to be born with. How can you be born with an opinion? You make opinions in the course of your life. I guess this statement is pretty much his whole opinion in a nutshell. He was born with his opinion. What?
Whether or not you like someone based on their food preferences.
Instead of addressing my provocative assumption that he might be gay, not addressing my question how it matters to him, nope. He decided to go for the food preference thing and called it an opinion you are born with. Even so, taste is something you can develop throughout your life, and you will discover certain new tastes at some point. Like, I couldn't stand wine years ago, but by now I'm a total wine lover because I developed my taste. Taste is so nothing you get born with.
Same for enjoying to do the right thing.
Very tricky how he throw in this line about enjoying the right thing. Probably implying that certain things are not the right thing. Like a man having sex with another man, I guess.
You are in fact born with a moral compass.
We finally agree on something. I personally also believe that humans are born with a certain inner moral compass. Even so, it may vary from region to region. But basically, yes, I would say you are right, buddy.
Along with personal opinions. There was a lab experiment involving infants recently that proved that fact.
What experiments with infants are you talking about? How are you able to determine the opinion of an infant?
There is no difference between biological and psychological in this case.
Well, you caught me on that one. I talked bullshit, but I'm glad to see that you, my friend, are a man of science. So, talking reason with you should be rather easy, shouldn't it?
To be born that way indicates a genetic predisposition, a brain chemical difference from straight people, like people born with depression, bipolarity, or any other mental abnormality. To say otherwise is to admit that homosexuality is caused by outside environmental influence and or is a choice. You can't abruptly change your facts mid-argument. It doesn't work that way.
What change of facts are you referring to?
I see, so you got the proof that there is no difference in brain chemistry or whatever triggers the type of person you fancy. Also, this still does not explain why people are attracted towards people of the same sex and others don't. Choice does not really make sense.
Well, I thought bringing up this point again was a good idea since he never acknowledged it in the first place. So maybe he overread it. But no, he will not acknowledge it this time either. And you wanna know why? He can't. He has no explanation why some people fancy other people.
And you kind of avoid to answer why you are so offended by homosexuality in the first place. Why do you care enough to be against it?
The big one. And believe it or not, he is going to answer it. He is going to reveal the reason why he started a personal vendetta against homosexuality. My personal bets are still on the gay uncle.
By the way, what changed facts are you talking about? First of all, you are rearranging my words and you have stopped making any sense.
What words did I rearrange? Please, somebody help me. I put a link to the whole conversation as a document into the description below. Please tell me where a rearrangement of words happened. And while you're on it, tell me when I stopped make sense. Maybe I'm not always straightforward and to the point with my arguments, but I'm using reasoning and usually I try to make my points clear.
I can't even begin to reply because you have officially stopped trying.
Willie, you are the one throwing in phrases like, you just stopped making sense, and I am the one who stopped trying.
And are now somehow trying to dodge the issue via some bizarre circular logic.
Have you listened to too many religious debates and experienced how powerful the term circular logic is to debunk people and just wanted to try it for yourself, even though you don't understand what it means?
So I repeat, provide proof that people are born gay, or your argument holds no water.
Seriously, what is it with his proof? Why keeps he demanding proof without providing any himself?
And for the last part which you tacked on ever so sneakily,
I tacked on ever so sneaky. In a written comment.
To accuse me of avoiding it,
you have been avoiding answering certain questions. Go up in the comment section and read what I wrote.
It offends me because it is simply a crime against nature. Genders exist as they do for a reason.
Don't worry, I am going to address this statement. But I'm doing it in the next video. See you guys then.